Next, let's queer up drag culture. Iconic drag comedy, To Wong Foo, and some lesser-known facts about this LGBTQ plus masterpiece. We are approaching the 30th anniversary of A Little Latin Boy in a Dress.
Love that.
In 1995, American cinema was introduced to a trio of drag queens unlike any seen before on the big screen. Vida Boheme, Noxeema Jackson, and Gigi Rodriguez in To Wong Foo. The roles were played by Patrick Swayze, Wesley Snipes, and John Leguizamo, respectively. Directed by Beeban Kidron and penned by Douglas Carter Beane, this road trip comedy quickly became a landmark in LGBTQ plus representation. The film follows these New York drag queens as they embark on a cross-country journey to participate in a Hollywood pageant. However, their plans took an unexpected turn when their Cadillac breaks down in a conservative small town. Undeterred, they decide to stay, using their charm and wit to win over the locals while keeping their true identity under wraps. Along the way, they bring a touch of glamour and acceptance to the community through their dazzling drag makeovers. Here are some interesting but lesser-known facts about this LGBTQ plus masterpiece. It opened at #1 at the box office, defying initial doubts about its commercial appeal. Thanks to Robin Williams' persuasion, Williams, a fan of the script, even made a cameo in the film. The casting process was no less legendary than the characters themselves, with Tom Cruise among the A-listers considered for the role of Vida Boheme. Patrick Swayze used inspiration from his mother, Patsy Swayze, as well as Audrey Hepburn and Lauren Bacall for his role. To Wong Foo received a GLAAD nomination for its positive portrayal of LGBTQ plus characters. It also featured appearances by real-life drag queens and even included a cameo by Julie Newmar, the original Catwoman. Who can forget RuPaul's role of Miss Rachel Tensions? The movie was initially envisioned as a play. Queen News Tonight notes that 30 years of progress may not be progress. When the movie was released in 1995, there was virtually no politically negative reaction to the movie. It's hard to imagine To Wong Foo would be a major movie in 2024 without gigantic GOP, Evangelical, and Ron DeSantis protests and expressions of hate. Now, of course, in the age of gays against groomers and moms for censorship and idiots for presidents, we are in an age where everything is picked apart and criticized. And the funny thing is, our generation at least grew up with many prominent people dressed in drag. Nathan Lane in the Birdcage, the Three Gentlemen and the To Wong Foo. Although I'll say that probably if we remake To Wong Foo today, it'll probably star real drag queens.
Yeah, like me.
Yeah.
I have to give a huge thank you to Noxeema Jackson. It's because of characters like that, I could put my butch body and some femme gorgeous drag and turn the motherfucking party. So thank you. And also, Noxeema Jackson being on screen helps people recognize who I am as a figure. They're like, okay, big dude, but like pretty face, glam, all that good stuff.
Yeah.
I have a reference point. I can identify you with somebody else, so this helps make this more normal to me, which means I can book you for parties.
I love that.
So thank you so much, Noxeema Jackson. Thanks to the whole class. I'm a huge Patrick Swayze fan. That man is fine. Was fine.
Yeah.
But thank you so much to Noxeema Jackson. I appreciate you as a character.
I love that point. And this movie wouldn't work today. It just wouldn't work, right? Okay, so a couple points from my crazy mind. Thank God you didn't put Tom Cruise and his Scientology ass in that movie. Thank God. Okay? All right, I let that go. Second thing, think about these three men, all right? Patrick Swayze was in Roadhouse, right? Was a very butch, masculine kind of movie, right?
Loved it.
Wesley Snipes was Blade, okay? He was in Blade. You don't get more butch than that. John Leguizamo was in Carlito's Way. We're going to kill you at a look, right? These were three men, masculine men that were doing masculine films all around, and they stopped to do this film that broke all kinds of records and at the same time represented us, right? But the world wasn't so divided, so nobody was hating us to this degree. So people were just enjoying it as entertainment, which is what it was made for. Entertainment.
I love the film, and I'm glad it came out when it did, so we can enjoy it without all the rhetoric. And I think we should all go watch it again.
I watch it regularly.
And
90s was a time when, LGBT cinema was, still developing, and we are still getting out of the what I would call the HIV/AIDS phase of queer cinema.
Thank you.
During the 80s and 90s, when everything is about, who got AIDS and was dying, Philadelphia. Yeah. But then the 90s is also the time when we had Priscilla, the Queen of the Desert. We have To Wong Foo. We have Mrs. Doubtfire. We have Birdcage. We have, drag
showing your age, Bobby. Showing your age.
Every single bit of it.
I like the fact that it's a great reference point for the costumes, the glamour, the extraness. Like, you can always turn to Wong Foo for a good reference.
That's a good point. That's so
I love the campness, the comedy, the comedic relief. It's just, it's all around.
The only drag queen at the table is the best drag queen in all South Florida.
That's right.
Bodybuilder, right? So I gotta ask you, Bonnie, again, does this movie still stand the test of time? Like, do you think that they are painted well? Did you like the outfits? Would you have, were you like, oh, you guys needed some better help?
I didn't realize they were wearing makeup. When Patrick Swayze was on that screen, I saw Patrick Swayze. But the wigs, lovely. The outfits, most of them, lovely. The shoes, they had to walk in gravel, so I will allow it. The storyline, the jokes. I don't see you as a man or woman. I think of you as an angel. Well, I think that's healthy. I think that whole movie is absolutely incredible. But if they were to redo it again, they could use me as a reference point for a beat face.
I would suggest, have the Fast and Furious guys do it. Free bolt muscle man.
Oh. Vin Diesel,
the Rock, Jason Statham,
Dwayne Johnson as Noxeema,
and John Cena.
And John Cena. Oh my God.
No. Michael B. Jordan.
No.
Yeah.
This sounds like something that
I'll teach him how to tug. No problem. It's all good.
Okay.